All right, guys, so I want to go over kind of the premiums, deductibles, copay, coinsurance associated with different Medicare health plans, but I want to do this in a generic format because we're in year 2023. It's getting ready to turn 2024. We're in November right now, coming to the very end of the AEP enrollment season. So for you guys that are new to Medicare, that's your season from October 1st to December 7th every year, that you can look at different plan options if you're enrolled into like a Medicare Advantage plan or prescription drug plan. And those plans typically go effect January the 1st of the upcoming year. So, but let's talk about generic terms: premiums, deductibles, copay, and coinsurance. With original Medicare Part A and Part B, original Medicare Part A has a hospital deductible. Now, determined by the plan year that we're in, determines the overall deductible. Right now, it's around $1,600, just to keep it very generic for you. And then Medicare Part B, the medical portion of your benefits for Medicare, original Medicare, it's going to cover like doctor visits, specialists, outpatient surgeries, diagnostics, blood work, lab work, x-rays, therapies, and things like that. That's going to have a Part B deductible. This upcoming year is going to be about $240. And that can decrease, increase. It usually goes up by the cost of living adjustment each year called COLA. And then finally, Part B items, after you pay the Part B deductible, you pay 20% of the billable rate. And this is where often you'll hear me say there's a big question mark. Exactly how much is that rate? Well, it's the fee-for-service scale or allocated amount that Medicare schedules a doctor can charge you. So there's a contractual agreement that Medicare has with the doctor. The doctor can charge an excess charge up to 15% more. So if it's a $100 charge, it can be a $115 charge, and then you pay 20% of the billable rate of what that doctor charges. So determined by the doctor and what they code for services determines really what the cost of your service is going to be. So it's kind of like this nebulous black cloud. You just never really know what kind of rain is going to fall out of it and whether or not you're going to be struck by lightning or not when it comes to the deductibles and coinsurance. It could just be, it could be catastrophic. We've seen people over the years that had several thousands of dollars worth of cost incurred by the deductibles and the 20% billable rate. You just a big unknown amount there that you could be charged in a given year. So a lot of times people will choose to go onto a Medicare Advantage plan. Medicare Advantage plans in our market, around the Middle Tennessee market, typically have zero premium. Now that doesn't mean that they have no money to operate off of. They are private insurance companies that contract out with Medicare. Medicare pays them an allocated amount monthly to provide care when it comes to your Part A and Part B services. So anything original Medicare covers that Medicare Advantage plan by law has to cover, Part A and Part B services. Most of them will cover drug plans. A lot of them will have additional, what I call bells and whistles, or additional benefits like dental, hearing, vision, over the counter. Some of them will have food cards and all types of different stuff. Now, TV advertisements that you see, they are always selling you based on the plan's additional benefits like dental, hearing, vision, and all the things original Medicare doesn't cover. We typically do not enroll people based on that. Now, most people will call and say, hey, my friend's on a zero premium plan. I would like to find a plan that has zero cost. And what they're saying is, they're not paying Part A of Medicare, because Medicare is an entitlement for Part A if you've worked enough quarters or years. Part B, you have a Part B premium. And then typically the Medicare Advantage plans in our market have zero premiums. They have no deductibles. So the Part A and Part B deductible goes away. There's not a deductible. But they do have copays, and they can have co-insurance on a few items, typically medical supply type stuff, durable medical equipment, prosthetic devices, also like Part B drugs, Part B injectables. So that can be everything from allergy serums that are typically zero cost, all the way up to Part B chemotherapy injectables, which can be 20% of the billable rate. It can be super expensive, up to what they call the out-of-pocket max. So a Medicare Advantage plan, and to go back, original Medicare has no maximum. Whatever the bill is what you owe, and it's a big, huge question mark on that, what that cost is. Medicare Advantage plans have a max out of pocket. Medicare regulates that all plans have a dollar amount, and right now it's a little over $7,500 or less. So a lot of the plans will hit anywhere from $4,000 to $6,000 max out of pocket. That means for the copays you pay for your hospitalization copays, or Part A services, or Part B medical, all the things I said earlier, that falls underneath that. Those copays kind of go into this bucket, and that bucket can only hold a certain dollar amount of your money. Everything above and beyond is covered 100% by that Medicare Advantage carrier. So 100% of the rest of the cost for the continuation of that year. Then at the end of the year, January 1st, everything starts over again, and you cycle through a 12-month cycle from January 1st to December 31st. Now, what does this mean? This means that you have a couple of options. You can stay on original Medicare and have deductibles, coinsurance, and really this kind of black cloud over top of you, or you can enroll into a Medicare Advantage plan. And the Medicare Advantage plans are going to have zero premium, but when you use and access care, you're going to have zero to small copays. If you go into the hospital or have surgeries, you're going to have higher copays. Those plans will have like dental, hearing, vision, what I call bells and whistles that original Medicare doesn't cover. Or your other option is enrolling into a Medicare supplement where you pay a premium and the supplement picks up what Medicare does not cover. Now, typically for those of you that have been turning 65 from January 1st of 2020 and beyond, most of the supplements we go over for our clients are Plan G or Plan N. And to keep this simple, Plan G has a Part B deductible that you pay, then 100% of everything else is paid by that supplement. What activates that supplement to pay is that you become a client to that insurance carrier. We enroll you into that plan, you pay a premium, that premium is paid monthly, or quarterly or yearly, however you want to stroke the check for the coverage. But then it comes along behind Medicare Part A and Part B. So it picks up the deductibles or the coinsurance depending on what plan. The Plan G picks up everything 100% except for the Part B deductible, which is just a small amount each year you pay. Everything else is covered. Then to cover your drugs, you have to add a prescription drug plan, and that is a premium with small copay or coinsurance for the medication costs. Just like a Medicare Advantage plan has that, the Medicare supplement does not. You have to get a drug plan to eliminate the penalties and costs and things associated, as we talked about in the second session of these mini-series that we're going over. So hopefully that clarifies some of the out-of-pocket costs and whether or not there's limits. And here's the big thing. People that are on original Medicare, if you're just on original Medicare, and you have nothing else, and you're using like GoodRx, and you're happy, you're like, hey, I'm healthy and happy. I always say we do not have a crystal ball that we can look into to see into the future, but most of the time as you age, there will be health calamities or situations come up that's going to cost you money. And being on original Medicare is better than nothing. But I would encourage you to look at one of the options, Medicare Advantage and or Medicare supplements, to really cover and insure you up to a certain dollar amount. And at that dollar amount and above and beyond, the plan covers 100% of it, or pay a premium where you have a very small margin of cost out of your pocket and it covers 100% of everything. Depends on what you're looking for. We can guide you through those options. Again, guys, if you want more clarification, do go ahead and hit the link below. Get our Medicare Made Simple with our guidebook. The on-demand videos, webinars are a great way to be able to get a very deep dive into all things Medicare. Reach out to our office. We'd love to be able to talk to you and clarify anything that you have questions about. Talk to you soon.